Hey, what's going on, guys? And your Slicer here, and today, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for part number 2 to the long-awaited trading series. Guys, the first part of the trading series was insane. That video did so well. We got 30 freaking likes. That's insane, guys. So thank you so much for the support. And people have been hitting me up and like, Ender, where's the second part? Where's the second part at? And I'm like, all right, give it a sec. I need to get through trades. I need to get through other videos. But now we're finally here. We're ready for part number 2 to the trading series. Guys, I love doing this series. It's probably my favorite series on the channel, even though we've only done one episode so far. So yeah, guys, I hope you all really enjoy this, and if you don't mind, leave a like, subscribe, all that jazz. Yeah, hopefully we get to road to monetization, 1,000 subs, who knows. So yeah, guys, ready? 3, 2, 1, let's get into the first trade. Alrighty, guys, so I've made a couple changes to the trading series so far. So the first change that I've made is at the top right corner. Now there is going to be a picture of loadout.tf and what the paint region is. I think it'll give you guys a better idea of what the cosmetic actually looks like and maybe why it has such value. Some of these sales are kind of strange because collectors in spells are, like what they like and they dislike what they dislike. And also in the top left is going to be a new format of how you see my trade offers. It'll just make it easier. It's nice and simplified. Some of these are getting bigger and bigger and more keys involved in items, so it's much easier. I also display the spells so I can show you all of them without having to list all of them. So you guys, without further ado, let's get into it. So the first trade of the video is going to be a big one. And the first trade I got was a Sunbeams Punks Pump for 65 keys. This was from a buddy of mine. He was quick selling it. It was unpriced, so I was like, do I take the risk? And I got a little bit iffy about it. But I think it was a worthwhile payout in the end. I eventually got it, and then within an hour of owning it, I was on Firepowered, and I was advertising it, and all of a sudden someone just came with me and it was like, if you hold it for like a week or something, I'll pay you 110 keys for it. So yeah, that was a pretty big profit, 44 keys profit, because they actually only paid 109, but whatever, I'm not complaining. That's well more than I expected to get out of it. So yeah, that was a great first trade. The second trade of the video is a Corpse Gray Chicken Key. I got that bad boy for 17 keys, and then I flipped it for a Procast rocket launcher, plus I think about 8 keys pure. And then that rocket launcher I flipped for 20 keys in items, so it was about 28, so it's about a 10 or 11 key profit, debatably, because it's items, it's a little bit iffy, but they were really easy to sell. The next trade we got here is a Headless Horseshoes Bruised Bandana, a Old Guadalajara with chromatic and voices, and a Procast Bat Out of Hell. Now all these items are really cool, and the sales I got on them were actually pretty nice. I got 20 on the Bruisers, which is actually kind of funny because the morning I got that, before I got that offer, I got another offer. I was talking to the guy who was considering it, and I just got my buyout, and I was like, oh, why not just take that? So yeah, I got 20 out of that. Then I got 3 out of the Old Guadalajara. It was a meh paint region, and it wasn't as desired as other Pyro hats, but 3 is alright. Probably could have gotten a little bit more, but yeah, the market was a little bit crowded, so I'm not mad about that sale. And then that Procast Bat Out of Hell is about 1.5 keys, so that's a nice 14 key profit, because, actually I got them for 14 keys, and then I flipped them for about a 10 key profit, 24.5, so it's a little bit more. Then, this is where it gets a little bit weird. So, a collector is very different in spells and unusuals in some manners. And sometimes spell collectors will pay really, a lot of money for what they want. This is one of these examples. So, a Chromatic Corruption Dry Gulp Gulch. Little cosmetic, not that big. You probably would think, oh, what's so special about that, Ender? Well, a buddy of mine really wanted one. They don't hit the market very often. Actually, almost never. And the guy was looking for it for like 2 years or something insane. So I decided that I'd hunt it down for him. And I found someone, they were cashing out, and I bought it off them for 6 keys. And I flipped them right for 15. I probably could have even gotten more if I waited and I talked the guy into the deal. But I was fine with 15. That's a 9 key profit. And that's a weird sale. You wouldn't think about that. 6 seems high to buy it for with a quick sale, and 15 seems like a really high sale. But if you knew the guy, you knew, what he would pay for it, because he really wanted this thing. By the way, I'm also going to censor out all names because I don't want people going to these people that sell or buy stuff off me asking for, give outs of quick sales or, asking to buy their things. It's just nice to keep it a little bit, private, whatever they want to pay. Then up next is another weird spell. A Chromatic Corruption Frenchman's Formals. The Formals is a nice cosmetic. By no means it's not anything bad, but really it's not really that nice. but a lot of collectors want them, and one day I just saw one pop up on the market, tried to advertise it in the Discord, just talked about it for a little bit, and someone was like, I'll pay you 25 for that if you hold till Friday. So I bought it, and it was listed at 20. I brought the guy down to 17, bought it off for 17, and then instantly resold it that Friday, which was like 2 days after I bought it, for 25. So that's a nice little 8-key profit. Then this is probably going to be the biggest profit of the video, and you're like, whoa, Ender, you just made 44 keys off a Punk's Bomb. How could you make more profit than that? Well, you'll see. It's a really big sale. It's a big bulk sale. So I think you're really gonna enjoy this one. This is where patience gets tested and your ability to trade and keep a steady mindset of what you're actually trading and be well enough to just say, okay, it didn't sell immediately. We can just hold this until we get a good price. That's something that's very important. Patience is great in trading. So yeah, let me show you that big sale. So first off, guys, the buying part. So what did I actually buy? So for a buddy of mine, he needed cash, he needed it quick. So he was like, hey man, I'll quick sell a bunch of spells in bulk. I just need cash, and he needs 63 keys, and I forget how much that was, but it was like 150 bucks or something. So what did he actually sell me? Well, it was a Chromatic Corruption Tyrannus, a Spectrum Brush with Death, a Pigmentation Bonk Leadware, a Face Full of Festive with Spectrum and Voices, a Chromatic Greybands, a Spectrum Ebenezer, two Spectrum Headwarmers, a Warriors Warren something Helm with Spectrum, Birdman Strange with Chromatic, Here's Home Strange with Chromatic, and a Strange Unshaven Bear with Spectrum, and a Voices from Below Captain Cardboard. That was the by far best part of the trade. So how much did I actually sell all these items for? I'll save the card build to the end. I'm sorry I couldn't show you all the paint regions. There's just too many items because it's a big bulk sale. So, first off, I sold the Tyrannus for 2 taunts and I think it was a Chromatic Strange Bloodbanker. I just wanted that guy to add a little bit of sweets with the 2 taunts, and for some reason he was just like, here it is, the Bloodbanker, and I was like, oh, okay. So the taunts are 2 keys, and the Bloodbanker I got 5 out of, which is pretty damn good. Next up, the Brush with Death. I think I traded for an unusual. I got 4 pure. The Bonk Leadware, I traded for a Die Job Double Cross Com. And then that thing I just sold for 3 keys. The Faceful Festive was about 5 keys in the sale I got. The Greybands was 4.5 or like 5-ish. The Ebenezer was 4. The 2 Headwarmers were 4 keys each. The Wars Worn Helm was 4 keys. The Birdman was about 6 pure. The Here's was 6 pure. And the Unshaven, for just good numbers, is 3.5-ish, because I'll show you that later. But essentially, overall, besides the card build, which was by far the best part, because it's a retired spell, and retired spells always go for a ton, everything else was about 59 keys. Now let's get to this card beard. This thing was definitely one of my best sells, and probably by far my luckiest. So the card beard, it's really nice. It was a nice pirate hat, and none of them were going to hit the market again. I checked through premium, so that was a great part of the advertising and all that. So there we go. We got the card beard, and first thing I traded it for was a big trade here. I got about 26, I think, in Australium. I got a Chromatic and a Corpse Gray Gibbous, the one that was tradable, and a lot of them were spelled, but it was really nice. A Die Job Condor Cap, which was 1-on-1, and a Chromatic Brotherhood of Arms. I don't think I got anything else. Now, on the surface, that seems like a meh deal. But what I actually was able to flip it for is what really mattered. So, the Condor Cap was big. I got the Condor and I traded for a Detonite Die Job, a Die Job Sub-Zero suit, which is a really nice, desirable pyro cosmetic, and I think it was a Sinister 5-month Shadow. Those things were really nice, and I'll show you the sales on them. They were pretty good. I think I got like 29 on the 28 on the Detonite. I got, I think, like 5, I think. I don't know, somewhere around there on a Sub-Zero. And then overall on the Sinister 5-month Shadow, it was really quick to sell. I got 3. Then for the Gibbous, I traded it with an Allfather I already had, which I got for 6, so I got 6 pure. And then for the Allfather, and then directly for the Gibbous, I got a Corpse Gray Detonite and 2 other spells, which were, pretty decent. I think it was Chromatic Spats and a Chromatic Galvanized Gibbous. So overall, that was pretty big. I sold the Corpse Gray Detonite for 16 pure, I believe. And then I sold the Spats for 6 pure, and then I sold the Gibbous for, I think, 4 pure. And I did a lot of math around this. I know it's big, it's long. I'll show you all the trades, together. It will look less confusing there. But essentially, I sold it, and I cashed out for about 90 keys. That's crazy. The Voices Banana before. There was 2 sales on it. One of them was actually by me, and I'll talk about that sale later, which is a pretty big one. Was 60 keys. So getting 90 on this card beard was insane. And it was just by good trading, upgrading, downgrading. Be sure, if you get a good offer like that, never decline it. Keep those offers. So yeah, that was definitely a big part of the trading series. So guys, I did all my math, and if I am correct, we made about 169 keys profit. And now, comparing that to the first video, that is absolutely insane. That bulk sale and everything really combined, it was just amazing. This video, I mean, this series is going insane. I mean, starting out from like, what was it like? It was like 40 or something, or 70 something. I don't know. It was somewhere in that range. Nowhere near to what it is. And it's awesome, guys. I got so many people hitting me up like, hey, when's the next episode? When's the next episode? So it's finally here, and I'm hoping that I'm going to keep this series more consistent. I'm sorry I haven't been posting. I've been pretty busy. But yeah, guys, it's been really fun to do this series, and hopefully I can keep it up. And I've gotten, actually, it's kind of funny. I'll show you at the end of the video. But I've gotten recognized a lot for people who are like, hey, Ender, I saw that you're in the trading series and you were doing this thing. And it's like, oh, well, I'd be in the trading series if I do this trade. I mean, obviously, that wouldn't influence price or anything. But yeah, I'll show you a couple of those. So one of those that we got was my buddy. He's perhaps our own. He helps me run my spell Discord, which you should join in the description. But he recognized me, and this was as I met him. And he did, I think it was like a Birdman of Aberdeen with Sinister and voices for my Mishap Mercenary, I think it was, with Die Job. And that was pretty good profit. I mean, it was like a couple keys. And then another person was Sunkissed. He bought, I think it was a Chromatic Allfather off me for 9 keys, which I then swapped for one of my Bruisers bandanas with Chromatic, and Gaelic Glutton on his side for the Allfather back. I don't know. It was a weird trade. But yeah, overall, guys, it was really fun. It's awesome to get recognized. I don't know. I always love it. Maybe that people will still finally recognize a little bit of some stuff I do. But whatever. Yeah, it's just me. I don't know, it's a pretty cool experience. But yeah, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. And yeah, leave a like, subscribe, do all that stuff. And until next time, peace out.